I think. I'm not sure.
Hi! Day 5. It's the last day on one hand. Oh my god, today was eventful and exhausting. Because, number one,
We lost Sid.
I woke up at 8:30 this morning, which is unheard of. So yeah, I'm pretty exhausted, and it's like
11:30.
yeah, no. Oh my god, it is
Yes, I
11:30.
gotta wake up at 7.
Then, to make everything,
Turn up.
my wonderful little sister
Ow!
sends me Snapchats like that.
Turn up. Anyways, to get back to the story. She
Okay.
lost Sydney.
No, that's not true. Okay.
In a nutshell, she lost Sydney.
So, what had happened was,
She lost Sydney.
oh my god.
Watch your toes.
I let them out to use the bathroom. And we don't put Sid on a leash because she wanders off sometimes. Like, we have a dog 2 houses over that I think she likes to visit. But when she hears you calling her, she always comes running back. Like, sometimes you have to go to the front door to call her, but she always comes back. So, I let them out to go to the bathroom. Lucy was on the chain, and Sid was just doing her business. And so then Rachel went on break. She was at work. She called. I talked to her for a minute, and then I was like, okay, well, I'll let the dogs in. So Lucy comes in, and I hollered for Sid, and couldn't hear the little jingle of her chain, or her collar. And then I
Put your mane down.
went to the front and hollered for Sid, and looked and still didn't hear her collar. So I was like, okay, well, let me walk for a minute. So I walked over to where she usually is, and there was a guy across the street that was vacuuming out his car, and then the guy next door, where Sid always goes, was mowing his lawn. So I was like, maybe she can't hear me. So I got in my car and just drove around the neighborhood. And after the first circle, when I didn't find her, I kind of started to panic. I was like, this isn't normal. Like, usually she would be here by now. So I went the other way, the way that she doesn't normally go, and still couldn't find her. So I drove around the neighborhood again, still no luck. So at this point, I was pretty much freaking out. And so I walked around the neighborhood once and talked to the neighbor that was mowing his grass, and he was like, oh yeah, I saw her and called her to try and read her tag, and she just ran the opposite way towards your house. And I was like, okay. So I checked the opposite way again, and then finally I texted Rachel, and I was like, I can't find Sid.
This is after about 30 minutes of her not being able to find her.
Well, because I knew she would freak out, and I didn't want to cause alarm if there was no need.
So I call her, and she's like, da-da-da-da-da-da.
No, you said, have you found her yet? I said, no.
And I said, well, I'm about to leave and come. And she was like, you can't do anything that I can't do. Da-da-da-da. And I was like, it's not about that. It's about finding this dog. Because this dog is like our life. So I was like, I'm leaving work. So I told my manager, I was like, hey, dog's missing for 40 minutes. I got to go. So I left, and we drive around for a while. I've asked like 3 people if they've seen her. And they're like, no, haven't seen her. So we come back, and like the further we went, I'm like, she wouldn't go this far. Like, there's no way. So we go back to the house, and Michelle was like, let's go check Dixie's pen.
This is after probably 40
yeah.
minutes of total looking.
And she was like, let's go back and check Dixie's pen. Because every time we let her out, she always runs back there to see Dixie. So we're walking back there, and I'm calling her, and Michelle's calling her.
No, we forgot the best part. You left this part out. So when we were driving around in Rachel's truck looking for her, I had done so well about keeping my cool this whole time. And then all of a sudden, Rachel wants to look at me and say, are you even worried?
I said, are you not worried that something could have happened to her? And then right at that moment, I triggered the waterfalls. And she starts, bawling her eyes out. I'm like, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to do that.
Sobbing, could not breathe. I just lost it. All I could think was, my baby's hurt. She's lost. She's scared. I mean,
3 things could have happened, in my opinion. She was either hit by a car, somebody dog napped her and wasn't going to call us, or she was, stuck somewhere or was hurt and, couldn't get to us. Hurt us, but couldn't get to us. That was my biggest thing. So, anyways, she was like, let's go check Dixie's pen. So, we pulled back up to the house, because, like I said, the further we went, I was like, she would not go this far. She wouldn't cross these streets. She wouldn't do it. So, we get back to the house, and she was, going back to Dixie's pen, and I was calling her. And all of a sudden, I hear her jingle of her caller on the other side of, the neighbor's fence where she normally goes. So, hop on top of the fence, and she's just, sitting there, stuck to where she couldn't get out. So, there's no telling how long she'd been back there.
She was probably back there the whole time.
Stuck and couldn't get out.
Poor baby. But she didn't get punished because, she was trying to come. She was probably just as worried as we were because she was stuck. How to get out. So we got her out and loved on her, and
we got on to her.
Yeah, she knew I was mad because she didn't
cower down. She knew she was in trouble, but we didn't spank her or anything. Right. So then I went to work. I had to go back to work for an hour and a half. And then Michelle had her outside, and then she ran off again.
Yeah, across the street. And I was sitting there. I was actually updating what just happened on Facebook, and all of a sudden I realized I don't hear the jingle of her caller anymore, and I was like, if she ran off again, I'm going to beat the hell out of her.
You can tell they like to run.
And so I walked around to the front yard and started calling her, and here she comes running from across the street.
She has friends she likes to visit.
She didn't even come close to me. Our front yard is huge. Big, yeah. So about halfway through the front yard, running from across the street, she cuts over to the driveway and runs straight to the back door and was hiding under it. Let me just make this clear. Never have I beat this dog. Ever. Not once.
This is the best. Been potty trained since 6 weeks. Could sit, shake, lay down, dance, pray by the time she was 6 months. The smartest dog I've ever had.
So, she never gets spankings. Because she hates to disappoint. That's just the kind of dog she is.
Let's dog her. This was on my hand. From a dog.
That's several things of dog fur.
She has cancer.
Shut up. That doesn't make your hair fall out. The treatment does.
We've been giving her treatment on the side.
So.
Black market.
Anyway. So I walk around back and find her hiding under a table.
Under the cloth. Of the
just
table.
Looking out at me oh shit, fat mom's mad. And.
You just called yourself.
I always call myself fat mom. But, and so, okay. She, I get her out from under the table and she,
no!
Oh my god. Spank her and put her in doggy jail. We haven't had an accident in the house all day, and she just squatted and peed in front of us. The life. Okay, but so long story short, actually long story long, I spanked her outside, and then we came in, and when we came upstairs, and she went into doggy jail, which you guys have heard so much about and are now seeing. That is doggy jail. You got it. And so, yeah, after bawling my eyes out for 20 minutes, because that little shit right there. Yeah, and so she was in doggy jail for 30 minutes, and then we cuddled for a little bit before I had to leave.
And then we had tryouts, and we had practice, and then we went and ate it out.
It wasn't really, it wasn't Evelina's, and it wasn't really tryouts. It was just one girl.
And she really didn't have to try out. She already made the team.
Yeah, she was good. Anyway, so, yeah, then we had practice, and that was fun. I always love seeing the little ones.
And we went to, not Papa Pia's, Italia.
You called it the wrong name twice.
I know. It was Italia, and we had a really good time. I got to have some beers with the parents. And
21.
It was really fun. We had a good time, and then we got home.
All the new people went, so
yes,
that made it fun.
All 3 new people went. Yeah.
That was a good bonding
really
experience.
Yeah, the parents were really nice.
Yeah, fit right in.
Then we got home and talked to her mom for a little while, and now it's like 11:40, and we're still up, and I gotta be up at 7. So on that note, we're gonna say bye.
Well, we have to wait like 3 more minutes anyway, because
she's sleeping in there.
Is in doggy jail.
She's sleeping in there.
Y'all, she did I took him out right before I left I had to be at Rachel's work at 2:40.
Yes.
So I left at probably 2:32 or so. She just works down the street. And so I took them out at probably like 2:15 and walked her around everything because I knew that we would be gone until at least 8. So I was like, she really needs to pee. And she just would not go. And I had just taken them out like an hour before that. So I knew that, she really just might not have to go. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to have to clean up pee when I get home. And then when we got home and we were talking to my mom said that she was howling.
She does this howl.
She started barking.
Oh.
And then Mom was like, oh, she's just playing or whatever. And then she heard the howling, and Mom was like...
She thought her head was stuck
Well, her head's probably stuck in the doggy jail. So she came up here and was like, well, might as well take y'all out now. And she said Lucy peed, ran straight to the door, and when she got outside, she peed for so long. So I was so proud.
And then, while we're doing the video, she's pissed in the floor.
Yeah. And that was probably no earlier than 8 o'clock when Mom took him out.
And then I just took him out before we came up.
So she had been in there for 5 hours. There were no pee spots, no nothing. And then she peed.
We're making progress, though. Bless you. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. This is the hardest dog I've ever had to train. We've ever had to train. Sid was golden. Y'all think I'm lying to y'all, but 6 weeks, this dog was pissing outside. Peeing and pooping. Perfect.
No, this sums it up even more. She had maybe 3 accidents total in her whole life.
Whole life. And that's that's including dimes, this big.
No, she did have a dime problem for a minute.
Yeah, she did. But this dog was the best dog ever. And then we got this one, thinking she was going to be like this one. She wasn't like this one.
Lucifer.
But yeah. We'll check back in with y'all tomorrow. Tomorrow's Super Bowl. Go Bronx.
I don't cheer for a team. I just like Peyton Manning and Derek Coleman.
And one of them's going to fucking lose.
One of them's going to win. I just see it as a win-win for me.
I hate the other dude on the Seahawks. What's his name?
Yeah, I forgot about him until
Dipshit.
Everybody started talking about him. Stop cussing so much. Sorry. She's a little drunk.
I'm not drunk anymore.
Well, she always cusses when she's drunk, and she's been cussing.
I just hate him, so I cuss when I talk about him. I can't stand him. True. Has a Stanford education. It's going to act like that.
Stop it. Okay. See you tomorrow for day
6.
6.
She means 6. She's drunk.
I haven't had a drink.
I know you're talking Spanish, but it sounds funny. You should have gone along with it. Au revoir.
Bye.